It's a big relief for Eknath Shinde camp as the Supreme Court sets aside the stay on proceedings before the Election Commission in symbol issue. Now the court gives the go-ahead to the Election Commission to conduct the proceedings with regard to who is the real Shiv Sena. There's a battle which is happening in the Supreme Court. There's a battle which is on at the Election Commission. Ananya is tracking all the developments. Ananya, break it down for our viewers. How is this a relief for the Shinde camp?
Well, this is not only a small but a very, very big relief for the Shinde camp, because remember, now the Election Commission of India would be deciding as to who would the bow and arrow symbol go to of the Shiv Sena, who is the real faction of the Shiv Sena, whether it's the Eknath Shinde camp, whether it's in fact the Uddhav Thackeray camp. Remember, when the matter was referred to the larger bench, when the matter was referred to the Constitution bench of this Supreme Court, the earlier bench had said that there shall be a stay on the proceedings of the Election Commission, which had to decide as to who is the real faction of the Shiv Sena. And now in fact the Constitution bench headed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, after hearing arguments on the application, has now in fact said that the Election Commission can actually proceed on with its proceedings with regards to determining to who is the real Shiv Sena, whether it's the Uddhav camp to which the symbol belongs to, or it's the Eknath Shinde camp. Because remember that Eknath Shinde camp is holding a very, very strong point at this point of a time, because the numbers are the game into politics. And you remember that flow test is the actual test of democracy, as it is said in various judgments. And now, since the numbers are in the favor of the Eknath Shinde camp, the fight before the Election Commission
Ananya,
also
let's
seems
talk
to
about the fact that when the Supreme Court has set aside the stay on the proceedings before the Election Commission symbol issue, which means that the poll panel can now go ahead and decide on this issue. This means that hearings in its own quasi-judicial format will happen before the Election Commission. Now, for that to be successful, what are the key things that we have to look forward to as far as that Election Commission proceeding is concerned? Because now the ball is totally with the poll panel to decide what happens from here on. As you pointed out, the initial detriment that the Shinde camp was facing, that has been done away by the Supreme Court.
Well, yes, definitely. That has been done away by the Supreme Court. And remember that last time when the EC had to hear this matter, in fact, almost in a large number, affidavits were submitted from the Eknath Shinde camp, which said that Mr. Eknath Shinde is the leader of, in fact, the Shiv Sena now, and he has the numbers. And this was, and in fact, a large number of affidavits were submitted before the Election Commission of India. However, later, all of these proceedings were stayed because of the Supreme Court order, and nothing could have happened into that. And now when this quasi-judicial body, one of the highest constitutional bodies, the Election Commission of India, would be resuming its hearing, we will get to hear as to who is actually the real Shiv Sena. And because this also has a very, very big importance, because we have to see that the BMC polls are just round the corner, and in fact both the factions are pushing for this symbol to be given to them, because Shiv Sena has always remained a very, very key party when it comes to Maharashtra politics. And it would be very, very crucial to see as to who would this election symbol go to, or would the Election Commission of India freeze this symbol at this moment of time for the BMC polls until it finishes off with its hearing. So a lot of questions to be answered by the Election Commission of India now, because this hearing might take a while. However, we can see how strongly the Eknath Shinde camp was actually pushing for this. So
Ananya, let's also talk about this larger legal battle which has spanned out in the state of Maharashtra, and of course the political ramifications of it are directly upon the government of the state of Maharashtra. I'm short of time, Ananya. Thank you so much for getting us all the details. We'll continue tracking the story. So the initial detriment is gone. The hearing will happen at the Election Commission now. All eyes on what happens at the poll panel, which may take some time. Slipping into